Numbers don't lie. They don't, but the people around you do. Hear me out, okay? They lie not because they're trying to be malicious or manipulate you or do anything that is intentionally harmful to you. It's because they were raised in the same programming under the similar conditions that you are trying to break out of. And that's what I want to talk to you about in this live. When you are a high achieving woman, the people who love you usually want two things at the same time. I just want to say also too that a lot of what I'm sharing, almost 90% of it is from my experience. I'm not teaching or sharing based on what I read or what I heard in isolation. It's mainly what I've experienced. And if I've heard, it's because of the ladies that I work with or people that I've personally experienced. I wanted to share that. So when you're a high achieving woman, the people who love you usually want two things, as I said, at the same time. They want you to be okay and they want you to keep being who you've always been. And that is not necessarily a bad thing because when you love people, you get familiar with them. The way they are, the way they operate, the way they show up, it's kind of what you know them to be. But when things start to show signs of, or when you start to show signs of falling off, being tired, flipping the script basically from what they've known you as or known you to be, from the person that they've known you as, to someone who you want to be or who you're just naturally evolving into, things start to shift for them. When you're tired, when your fuse is a little shorter than it used to be, especially for someone who had copious amounts of patience and who was very long suffering and who gave and extended grace like you were Jesus. When you start to change, when you start to shift up, when you start to say, you know what, not today, or I'm tired, or you don't keep calling, or you don't keep checking in, you don't keep showing up in the way that you want them to show up, or that even that they've been expected, they expect you to show up in the way that you've always been showing up. When you're tired, when you stop saying things like yes, yes, not things like when you stop being agreeable and acquiescing everybody's needs, that's a problem. Because when you continue to, if you don't continue to say you're strong, you'll be fine. When you don't continue to always figure things out, when you just keep pushing through, that disconnect between who you're naturally evolving into and who you've been and who they know you as gets wider and wider on the inside. And so they start to say things like, don't worry about that. Not in the way that don't do it, just don't worry about the fact that you'll be late, just show up. Or you're fine, you're strong, just push through, keep going. You figure it out anyway. You just need to continue. Take a night off, maybe, but come back. So it sounds supportive because you feel like they're encouraging you to continue, which they are, but it's almost not almost, it's at the cost of who you are trying to evolve into or who the direction that you're going. So there's this, okay, we're acknowledging that maybe you're not the same, but you can still be the same in that sense. So maybe instead of delivering something on Monday, it's that, oh, okay, since you're tired, do it on Tuesday, when really you don't want to do it at all. So it sounds supportive because they're still keeping you accountable and maybe they're giving you some grace, but it's really still pulling you back and keeping you where you don't want to be and more important, where you don't need to be. And it's keeping you stuck. And that's why they're lying to you. So they're lying for the reason that they want you to continue to repeat and stay in that loop. Messages that we were taught about Black women being able to carry you are some of the things that they're using to almost validate why they're saying keep going. So the lie is not intentional because it's attached to the programming, the conditioning that we've all been used to. But it's there because it's a lie against your inner desire. I hope that makes sense. Because we want to continue repeating the same patterns. They want you to keep repeating the same behaviors. So the message continues to be the same. And every time someone says, you got this, keep going, you'll be okay, just take a break, go to church, have an early night, go get your hair done, spa day, all those different things. In essence, what they're saying is get over it or not and just keep going. So nothing dramatic may be happening. You're just in this cycle of, I'm trying to get out. No, take a break instead of getting out. Stay here, stay here. Things are still okay. Theory, the career is going fine, your income is steady, home is still okay, people still admire you, just want to keep you there. But the evidence within your soul, in your body even, is very, very different, and is telling a different story. You're drained in ways that you're not wanting to share or talk about, and continuing conversations that you don't want to have while that gap continues to widen and widen. Who you are right now, who they're keeping you as or trying to keep you as, and who you desire to become. It's getting wider and wider with every keep going, keep showing up, keep doing this. It's like, so you're saying yes while your body is like, hell no, not today, not tomorrow. And you're surrounded by people, but you still feel alone because all they want is to keep you there. And that's why numbers don't lie, because you're not getting any sleep or getting minimal sleep. You're going to bed exhausted, waking up even more exhausted, even after 8, 7, 9 hours of sleep. You're skipping meals, your diet is suffering, or eating a lot of unhealthy foods, I'll say, even though foods that don't support your goal of being fit, right? Weekends are not restorative anymore. Outings are a drag. There's a lot of emotional labor that you're carrying everywhere that you go. And so joy, fun, happiness, lightness begins to be muted because it's hard. It's hard to do this. It's hard to keep going when everything within you at this time of life is screaming, I want to become, I want to come out. I want to be her, the woman who's screaming to come out. I'm tired of keeping this going. I'm tired of fighting and struggling to maintain what is good, because working like a horse, maintaining everything is what we've been told will get us the things that will never they'll never get us, right? It's the good things. You don't want to do that anymore. That script is old, it's outdated, it no longer is able to keep you captive, and you're struggling and struggling to get rid of the inherited script. I'm not I'm laying it out. This is what I see. So the script is a lie and they don't realize it is. It's a lie for you now at this point. So most of the pressure that you feel didn't start with you. And it came from women who survived by staying strong. Women who believed that endurance was the same thing as success. Excuse me. They never had space to be themselves. So when you're at this phase where, excuse me, you're trying, excuse me, maybe this is my cue, when you're trying to break out and they're saying, come in, stay here, just take a break, it's because they didn't believe themselves that endurance was not the same as success. And when you don't have, or you didn't have the space to be yourself, consciously or unconsciously, it's hard to let someone have the space to become herself. And again, you've outgrown the scripts, so it makes people uncomfortable. They want to keep you there because they didn't have that opportunity themselves, or didn't even know that they needed that opportunity. And so the shift that the struggle, the tussle is that. But because your shift is forcing them to confront the places where they never shifted, that struggle is like, so they hand you praise instead of supporting you, and the support really that you need is to just allow you to be you. Because at this point, you don't want or need anything from anyone in that sense. You just need the space to, and you have to make that space anyway. It's like still looking for external validation, like, okay, now that I want to not be this workhorse, now that I want to stop chasing worth and respect and validation, I need validation from you to do what. No, it's not going to work. So your identity has to come outside of that new, how do I say it, that new way of being has to come outside of anyone. It has to be your internal desire, the desire to become somebody, the woman who sees that she's worthy just as she is, has to come from you. And it has to outweigh the external comfort of what you've been doing. Until that happens, you'll just keep going, wanting different, wanting better, wanting to become who you are, but not being able to take the steps or the actions to come out of yourself, because that internal is still less strong than the external. It continues until the point where the evidence becomes so clear that you can't ignore it anymore. And that's typically when I start to work with women, because you have noticed that the performing this life is killing essentially, and you want to thrive, you no longer want to survive. So if you're ready for something more than that, if you're ready to stop proving yourself, if you want to get back to yourself, I want to invite you to the Soft Life Shift Masterclass on December 27th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Even if you can't attend, if you register, registration gives you access to the replay for a limited time. I would really love to see you. We're going to talk about the programming that is so hard to step out of, programming that is keeping many of us continuing this way, even though at this point, every one of us is like, we're done with it. We don't want to keep doing this anymore. We don't want to be the one fighting for this friendship, fighting for this relationship, keeping everything going, keeping things running, being the one who does not have a break, who doesn't get to be her, who's always in that mode of perfection, right? Who's always feeling that she has to keep going. So we also look at how you stop carrying yourself in a way that maybe even repels the help that you need, the softness that you're seeking. And we look at what it looks like to recreate or create a life where you don't have to perform for anything, where you feel it with every fiber of your being, where every cell, every tissue, every organ is like, you are worthy, you are loved, you are respected just as you are. You don't need to do anything more. You don't need to shop anymore. You don't need to give anymore. You don't need to pay anything. Worthiness is within you. See it and feel it and know that you're worthy. So the link to register is in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Just know that your shift into that soft life starts with the truth. We're discarding the script. We're discarding the pressure. We're discarding the expectations of your mom and your pastor and everybody else who doesn't matter. It's about you. I'll see you in the next live.